we close out this episode, because so I'll just walk the listeners through what my day was like. So usually I wake up in the morning, check whatever notifications I missed, like, oh, who hit the buzzer beater last night, what news articles, what's the weather like. And so I saw this Bleacher Report notification, and it was like Jrue Holiday gifts, blah blah blah. I was like, I'll read that later. But then I was on Facebook and I see Devon's post, and it was like Jrue Holiday gets play. I was like, wait, what? And so I opened this article, and for those of y'all who don't watch hoops, I always be assuming everybody just know who Jrue Holiday is. Jrue Holiday is the point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks. And there was an article that I read where Jrue Holiday gifted Play Black Wall Street to every player in the National Basketball Association. And when I was reading the article, I was like, that's Devon, right? Like, no, it says Sinclair, like, that's play. I have this game. And so I was like, yo, like, congratulations. I started sending people the article. I was like, yo, like, damn, the article, like, my friend did this. Like, that's dope. So I want to hear from both of y'all just what that was like, just the process of hearing about Jrue Holiday wanting to gift the games to NBA players, some of the press around it, the media publicity. Just what was that like? Because for me, as a hoops head, like, I was like, oh, Devon made it. I got to get him on. I got to get him on the banquet hall before he get too big for the little people.
Hey, if you got my number, never too big. But I'll let the queen tell a majority of this story because she did a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, so we were blessed with it started with the king applying for the grant for Jrue and Lauren Holiday's social impact fund. And so there's so many layers to this. He learned about it from a student of his, a past student of his, of Play Black Wall Street Academy, who started her own business. She's like 12 or something.
Yeah,
right?
She's 14 now.
14 now, but she was 12. Started her own business, and applied for this grant and got it. And she was like, "Hey, Mr. Walker, you should apply." So we were like, "Okay." So he applied. We got the grant. So we got $10,000, and there was so many other things that came with it. But long story short, the JLH, or the Jrue and Lauren Holiday Fund, they had a reunion for all of the businesses that they have supported within the Los Angeles area. And so he unfortunately had a meeting. So I went to represent us. And if you know, like, y'all can probably like get from these energies. He's like the social one. Right. He's the social one. He's the people person, right? He's him. He's everything that you're getting from this. He is. Okay, so I'm like the behind the scenes, social timer is gonna run out any minute now type of person. So I was very nervous to go and represent our company. This is really the first year that I'm really getting my hands dirty in the company. Like I said, it was kind of like, hey, can you write this rule book? Can you, support here and there? But this year is really the first year that I was like, oh, I'm in Play Black Wall Street. I got a role. We doing this. And so, yeah, to be like going to this event and representing us was super nerve wracking. But I walk up, and it was like one of those where in the circle, you're going to go around and, basically as soon as I walked up, it was my turn. And so I talk about Play Black Wall Street. I talk about, how thankful I am and we are for the JLH fund. I had a game in hand, and I was like, I was so nervous that I finished talking and I was like, okay, all right. And I realized I still had the game in my hand, and I was like, the other person was about to talk, and I was like, oh, wait, this game is for you. I bought this game for you. And they were like, we were wondering if you were going to give us the game. I was like, yeah, this is for you. So he was super excited, but everybody finished up. And so I went up to Jrue afterwards, and I was like, hey, just wanted to, again, thank you so much. I hope you all enjoy the game. I hope you win. I was the first person who won, so I hope you win.
She rubs that in every time.
I do.
I was about to say subtle flex.
Like the first 4 times we played, I'm just saying. But
not the hair flip.
But he was just like, man, he's like, this I really like this game. And he's like, I was like, okay. I could tell he had like his wheels turning, like he was thinking something. So I'm just kind of standing there like, cool, well, yeah, thank you again so much. And he's like, so you got like a couple hundred of these? Like, you got a lot of these? And we were like, yeah, like we got a whole warehouse. They're definitely, we got a lot of them. And he's like, okay, I think I might want to like gift these to some people. And I was like, okay, for sure. Like whatever you want to do, we got it. And he's like, yeah, like maybe like my team. And I was like, Yeah, that'd be cool.
Sure.
Say less. I'm like instantly getting excited to when I get to call Devon and be like, guess what? So we didn't like iron out all of the details there, but he was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have somebody contact you. Me again being all nervous, I hand him a card. That man ain't going. I know he has people for that, but it was just like a natural thing to do.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, he had to contact us or whatever. So then we ended up talking to the people who run his fund, and they were like, yeah, so Jrue and Lauren Holiday want to purchase a board game for everybody in the NBA. And they were like, you have like 500 of those, right? And we were like, yeah, we do for y'all. Yeah, we have them.
It's like, we'll make them right now if you need me to.
Right. Say less.
Right.
So they're like, yeah, for Christmas, we want to send these out to all of the teams. And so it was a very obvious yes. I was super excited to have been, again, the person there to even receive that information. But yeah, after that, it was like, okay, how do we make this happen? Let's make it shake. And, there was a lot of other legwork that had to go into like creating the nice other graphics and things that were included in that package. But it was a really humbling experience to see, like, wow, he thinks this is good enough to gift to all of the players in the NBA. That itself, like just the gesture of wanting to get that product meant so much. It was kind of crazy to think about, like, wow, this same game that's on our shelves that like created is about to be on the shelves, hopefully, the shelves or the shelf, the what called the bins or whatever of all of very high profile, like successful people out there. So yeah, that part has been pretty crazy.
Oh yeah. And I would say we literally had a time, and this is when I think we were putting in all the orders, and I think we were, no, they hadn't shipped yet, but we were just like, is our game really about to be in the NBA?
Right.
Like, it was just a very surreal moment. Like, again, coming from a failed Kickstarter, coming from struggling to get folks to see this as a valuable product, coming from being in an incubator program where venture capitalists were telling us that, folks wouldn't buy this game because it was Black, and just, it's coming from all of that. And then now too, we're about to sell and distribute 500 or so games to every player in the NBA. Like, it was just unfathomable. Like, I think there wasn't a moment in our journey where we even dreamed that.
Right.
Like, our dream was like, let's get it to, we still have the dream of let's get it to every Black household, which is big in itself. But yeah, schools for sure. But yeah, the NBA was never even on the roadmap. So that was just dope. And if I can say one more last thing, one, uplifting the queen even more, but two, going back to the whole concept of how powerful it is to have a partner and to be married in this journey, because in another reality, I made the game, but I had that and I couldn't go to the reunion. So Jrue never got the game, and because Jrue never got the game in hand and got to see it, he never bought the 500, and then whatever other blessings are going to come after this whole NBA situation, we would have never got. In another reality, Sinclair may have been working her 9-to-5 job and she couldn't go to the thing. But the fact that in this reality that we've manifested today, she quit her 9-to-5 to go full-time and play Black Wall Street. She believed in myself, believed in the company enough to do that. She got over her, I don't want to be naturally social, and like, you know what? I'm going to drive all the way out to LA. I'm going to represent our brand. I'm going to hand him a game, and I'm going to represent the company today and figure out what can happen, is leading to everything else afterwards. So one, find yourself a partner, and two, persistence. Don't let that one barrier of, oh, I can't make it, so it's not gonna happen. No, like, can your partner make it? Can you make it virtually? Can you reschedule? How can you make that blessing happen?
Yes, that's good.
No problem.
Man, what a story.
Come on. Look at her.
And y'all maintain the cornea. She's blushing. I love this. This is so sweet. This should have been the Valentine's Day episode at this point.
Hey, look, you can schedule it.
That part.
Hey, in order for me to schedule that, though, the listeners got to give y'all some love. People got to share this podcast episode, buy the board game, listen to y'all's podcast. This has been a fantastic episode so far. And before I close out, I just have a couple of quick hitters. But before I even get to the quick hitters, I just want to say, like, I'm so proud to see the journey from Kickstarter to now. Like, I will never forget looking at the Kickstarter, sharing the Kickstarter, and just to see you and hear both of you just talk about the NBA as just part of like not even part of the dream to being a key component of y'all's reality right now. I think that's just amazing, and just like the hard work that y'all put into this. Like, I think just want to say congratulations on behalf of all the listeners, and hopefully y'all also have taken plenty of time to really sit in that accomplishment too, because we're talking about the National Basketball Association here. Like, bonkers to me. Like, when I saw that, I was like, literally, oh, Devon's made it. Sinclair made it. Like, y'all did the thing, because best believe I would just be telling everybody I saw. I go to McDonald's, let me get a number one. Yeah, my board game just got picked up by the National Basketball Association.
By the way,
how are you?
By the way, like, oh, what y'all doing later? Y'all trying to play this board game that the NBA, each NBA player own? I would have went right on MilwaukeeBucks.com, got me a Jrue Holiday jersey real quick.
Yep. So I mean, I think we did have like a little moment to reflect and really be like, dang, this is dope. But I feel like the unfortunate thing is, and maybe I perceive it as unfortunate, but in order to really, capitalize and use the momentum of the partnership with the NBA, we now need to make sure that we're on podcast episodes, putting it more out. We need to make sure we're running ads. We need to create a whole bunch of video assets. We need to go back and forth with the JLH team on follow-up meetings and feedback. So I think we haven't had a real time to digest it yet, because we're still trying to make sure that that's not one moment, that we take one moment and we compound that into the millions, or compound that into the impact that we want to make. So we still got some more exciting things that we hope to do with other sports leagues, or we hope to do more with Jrue and Lauren Holiday, more with families. This was definitely a dope, not stepping stone. This was a milestone for Play Black Wall Street. But we'll take a nice long breather in March, and we can tell you what we're doing in March, maybe offline, unless the Queen wants to tell you offline. But we're gonna take a nice breath and enjoy all the things in March.
But yeah, I think to your point, I think the other thing about it too is the reality is we do have a team of people who help support us, but like the day-to-day is us too. And so, we're already back to the grind, where literally tomorrow he's going to start going back into the schools and teaching, which is kind of the other big portion of our business, and kind of a shift that we made. And maybe that's a whole follow-up that we can come back on the podcast and talk about. But it's like back to the grind, right? Back to the stuff that's got to pay the bills. Yeah. So, but we do absolutely need to kind of take a step back and strategize on how we really capitalize on this moment that has come. And again, to make sure it is not just a moment, right? To make sure that it is a